Nick, thanks for coming on to the show today. It's been an awesome 2 weeks hanging with you and getting to know you, and feeling very privileged to interview you and ask you a couple of questions that I guess not all the people would see from the outside, and man, I'm excited.
Well, it's been good. The last couple of weeks have been interesting. I've known you blokes a little bit, but you're on the journey, on the soul path, and you got good vibes, and that's probably why we've lingered.
Yeah.
Well, I've lingered in Byron, and it's been good to catch up with you roosters and do some strange things.
That's it, mate. Let's take a wait before I start the interview. I like to ask you what's a weird little habit or something that's weird that you don't know if everyone else does, but you do most days. I know you do a lot of rogue things, but it might be something that you've always kept on the side. Like for me, it's going for a naked swim or eating spoonfuls of peanut butter, like just random stuff that all the people would see on social media.
I suppose I don't know if they're not. I've run through a couple. Don't know if they're weird or not. So apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have a dash of that, a little swig of that before I go to bed, or when I wake up, first thing when I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it's got to do with getting the chassis in order.
Yeah. What's the chassis?
The chassis, the rigor mortis.
Oh, the rigor mortis, yeah.
It's important to be healthy and look sharp, and
that's it.
I always if I want to climb a mountain, man, I'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
I want to be efficient, lean, mean fight machine. So dash that. What else? I've got some affirmations that I say.
Yeah.
Some affirmations I say in the mornings. Do you guys do them?
Like affirmations as in like,
and then when I wake up,
you are the most powerful person or stuff like that?
Thanks, man. No, kind of, but it's for myself, yeah. So I just to set myself up. When you first wake up, you're in kind of maybe a theta brainwave, and that's sort of a time when your unconscious mind's highly suggestible, apparently. So I've been reading a bit about Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza, and they say if you say these affirmations at like certain times, just when before you go to sleep and when you wake up, it can sort of become a belief system, and then you'll behave according to that. So you want to hear mine?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
It's a bit full on.
Let's go, mate. Hit it with pace.
Hit it with pace. So I wake up and I sit over on the edge of the bed. I put both feet down, and but as I do it, I go, every morning when my feet hit the floor, I am on purpose. I'm aware of my feelings and where they come from. My energy is powerful yet caring. My presence is felt before seen. I'm a being of light and work for the highest good. I'm confident, conscious and content with my actions. My body is young, strong, vital and attractive. I allow the spiritual warrior within me to lead my mind, body and heart with passion, boldness and purpose. I live with direction and act with intention. I have a powerful creative mind. Ideas flow easily. I'm high energy, happy and healthy. My experience is joy. And then...
That is good.
And then I've got my big five that I run through when I'm doing my 5-minute walk before I go for my run.
Yeah.
5-minute walk. I'm running over in my head: health, wealth, love, happiness, freedom. The 5 things I want in my life to be in abundance. Mm-hmm. And I say, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am loving, I am happy, I am free. I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am loving, I am happy, I am free. I just say that over and over as I'm walking, and after that's my warm up, and as I bloody physically warmed up, but also mentally I'm starting to get a bit of a buzz on. And then I start my run, a little jog usually in the morning, and then a little weight session or a body weight session. But yeah, that probably wasn't the question, but that just sort of leads into it all.
That was good. Mate, I was sort of captivated by what you were saying. I felt the presence of how you were saying it, and I could definitely feel that you do that every single morning, which is amazing.
We're going well to make that up.
Yeah.
On the spot.
I know. So let's say around year 11, year 12, did Nick Cummins know that he was going to be a rugby player? Like, deep down, did he know it was going to happen, or was he still a bit unsure of where it was all going to go? Like, what were you doing? Because I knew you were in Bow Desert, was it? Yeah. And you used to play in Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody clue. I think Australians, our culture is not so much about pumping each other up. If you throw out a big, I want to do this, I'm going to do this. Everyone just has a crack at you.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. The Americans do quite the opposite. They pump you up. They pump up the winners. In Australia, we seem to tear them down. But regardless of that, it is what it is. Rise above that, adapt and overcome, and then bloody faith, not fear, heart, not head. Just hit it with pace, and you'll get it anyway. You'll win. I didn't think I was. I did play Queensland schoolboys rugby. Bust me ass to get into there. I was the only at some stages. I was the only non-Polynesian kid in our rugby team at school.
Okay.
So they're all big roosters. They grew very quickly, very early, and they had beards. Some of them drove to school in Year 9, which is questionable. But they must have been good because they got there every day. They'd open the sliding door and about 12 kids would pile out of these vans. And they used to call me the Palungi boy.
The Palungi boy.
Yeah, he was like white boy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And obviously I was a bit, 8 and 9 I was sort of a bit skinny and sort of small, and then I sort of grew up, and Year 8, by Year 10 I was kind of eye level with them. They still had probably 10 kilos on me. And then Year 11 and 12 I put some weight on just to be able to handle it. And then it became actually a good training ground for rugby, because you end up, they're pretty physical dudes and they test you, and that's I think where I built a bit of mental toughness and also physical strength from knowing that you have to be like that, otherwise you can't compete. So that was all, and that served me well going forward. As I added more weight and I grew into a young man, I was actually able to had a mindset from an early age of, you just got to pin it. You got to be your best. You got to be strong.
Yeah. And so, you're 18. I remember we were driving up to the Gold Coast on the weekend. You were telling me about how you used to have these train in the morning, go work all day, train again, train before training, and then train with all the boys. And then you get home and you had some rice and you didn't know how to cook it. Can you tell us about that story?
Yeah.
Or those days?
Well, embarrassing, but we'll have a crack at it anyway. I'm going 45 here.
I might go 45 as well.
More approachable.
Yeah.
Now, so at just turned 18, fang down to Sydney.
Yeah.
Thought I knew everything.
And so you get selected to go down to Sydney? Or
no, well actually I went up to, it's a strange one, I went up to Bundaberg to play in my brother's grand final for his Bundaberg team.
Did you just get called in or something?
Well, Luke, my older brother Luke was the captain of the side up there, and he gave Dad a call, and he goes, Dad, we're low on cattle, we need some troops, we need, Nick, Nath, well he said Nathan first, Nathan was a good player, and so was Luke, and Dad's like, yeah right, Dad brought his boots, and he always brings his boots, I don't know, he just always does. And we all flew up to Bundy, and we started running out actually we did the warm up, and we came back for the about foot run out, and the official comes up, the ref comes in, the officials come in, and they go, okay, they tick off the name sheet, because you got to play 7 minute games before you can play in a grand final, and they're sort of double checking that. They came through our team, and they're like, okay, ticking off the name, yep. And they go, David Gaylord. And I was like, what the? And my brother, who had set this up, the mongrel, goes, like to me, it's, that's you. And I went, I do admit it. I admitted that I was David Gaylord, and I went, okay. He goes, okay. Took me off the thing, and that's how I was able to play the game. Anyway, stitch up, massive stitch up. Went out there, played, we won the granny. Yeah. And there was a scout from Randwick in Sydney who was watching that game, and he contacted my brother after the game, and so we want to get Nick down to, I think it was, it was 16 or 17, And
Nick or David Gaylord, which one?
David Gaylord was my name. Yeah. To be able to play. Yeah. Stitch up. And this guy, no, he knew it was me. Yeah, good one. He knew it was me, and he called him my brother. Anyway, he said, "Yep, want to get him down to Randwick, have a trial match, see how he runs." Yep, sweet as. So I head down to Sydney. I was like, I'll have a go. What's the worst thing that can happen? I'll get in there, do my best. No good. I'll come back and I'll kick back into it. But before I went down, I thought, I want to do my my test for the army. So my 3 plans coming out of school was either to go to the mines, go to the army, or go rugby. So I went to the army, did the test. Because I think when you got those 3 options, if you go to the army first, they kind of mould you. You're 18 years old. You're highly, you're malleable. They'll put you
easy to influence.
Yeah, they can make you into the beast that they want.
Yeah,
and that's part of the whole shebang. So I thought, if I go to the army, there's no way I'm going to be able to have that mind to come back. I'll probably end up staying there my whole career. And I won't have that chance. If I go to the mines, it's I can always go to the mines after.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, try rugby first.
Yeah.
So I did the test for the army, and I was like ready to go. I was like, oh no, I'll go and bloody try rugby out and see how I go. Then I can come back and do the other 2.
Yeah.
But rugby seemed to keep still going now.
Yeah.
So every now and then. So that was that was a big one. Anyway, I went down to Sydney and played a few games, whatever else, and obviously thinking I'm 18, thinking I know everything. I thought, yeah, I'll be right. I'll be killing it. No dramas.
Yeah.
I came to buddy Tucker, and I went and bought this thing of rice. I was low on funds, holy shit. So I was training my ring off. So I would get up at 5 in the morning, I'd train at 5:30 till 6:30, and then start at 7, working in a factory building signs until bloody 5 from the arvo, and then from there I'd go to training again. So that same training was on a bike around a track for 160 beats per minute times an hour. That was my goals. And sometimes through the guts of winter, when you're fanging and there's like frost on the ground and your knuckles, when you're holding on to the bloody handlebar, then you're fanging that hard for an hour. You actually, by the end of it, you actually can't get off the bloody bike. I parked up and I was peeling off the knuckle, like peeling them out one at a time, really slow. Something feels like it's going to snap. So you got to peel, they're frozen. There actually is no blood and they're locked because it's so bloody cold. I didn't have the money to buy gloves and that sort of stuff, all the gear.
Wow.
So I did that for bloody, Anyway, in the morning, work all day, do it again in the arvo, and then I'd go to club training, which was then fitness and things like that.
Yeah.
So I was doing 3 times what anyone else was doing. And then it came to when you're doing that much training, you got to have the right diet. So I thought, I need to eat more, and bought this rice. And I thought that rice, if you just, it expands in water 3 times its size. I thought, perfect. Got no time so buggered. I just want to quickly throw that in some water and bloody smash it and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I get in, grab this cup. I'm absolutely tin-fruited, by the way. I've come in, I'm just like, I've only got like a minute or 2 minutes before I'm crashing on the ground, on the floor in the kitchen, doesn't matter. I'm just going to go sleep. And I grabbed this cup, filled it up with water, and I poured in the rice. And I thought, righto, well, the water was just over the surface of the rice like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, beauty. Well, let's have a go. And so I just went, sculled it, and it scratched all the way down. It was real hard, that brown rice, scratchy all the way down. And I thought, well, if I just go to bed, it'll expand in my guts and it'll actually get to almost feel like a feed. And then I can save time and go to sleep and get actually good sleep. I get up and train again in the morning. Anyway, woke up the next day and I bloody walked out and thinking, okay, I got training here, I've got to grab my bike, and I'm walking through, because it was a pretty dodgy neighbourhood, so I had to carry my bike up the stairs to get into the, I'm walking back down and I dropped my guts. Farted and I felt this little, it's like in my undies.
Yeah, oh no.
Like a little.
Like you shit yourself.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hang on, what's going on there? And so I went and checked, and it was a grain of rice. I farted out a grain of rice. Still perfect form. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then I went, I need to get on the Gary Glitter quick stick. So I jumped on the throne, and I'm parked up, and I'm just, buddy, doing my best, unloading, and it was feeding him like pouring gravel down the toilet. It was like scratchy all down the toilet.
Jeez.
It was shocking. It was like throwing stones down the bowl.
Wow.
Anyway, so that theory doesn't work for those out there, trying that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
And then, out, train, do it again. And then you sort of learn all that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's a few things I wish I had learned a bit more when I was younger. But when you're 18, you're invincible.
Yeah.
And who gives a rat's? You'll just hit it with base and learn anyway.
Exactly, learn along the job. So you moved out of home when you were 18. What was going through your head? Like, did you get homesick? Like, do you remember feeling bits of loneliness? Like, was it a bit of a struggle, or was it like, oh, I'm just so driven, everything like that? Like, what were some of the feelings?
Yeah, the feelings. I suppose the main feeling was not being a failure.
Yeah, okay. So that was the drive.
That was the driver.
Purpose, yeah.
Yeah, that was what put a rocket up me when it came to getting up at 5 to go. I never used to get up at 5. I used to hate mornings getting up.
Yeah.
But I did that because the driver, like my why was stronger than my excuses at that point.
Mm.
So when you are the driver, so with Dad at home, you feel like you got to prove yourself. Or I felt like I had to prove myself.
Mm.
Because every young man wants to prove to their dad that they're like worthy or good enough.
Mm.
And every dad wants to prove to his son, that he's done a good job and he's done his best and he loves you and he's worthy.
Yeah.
And a good father. So it was kind of one of those moments. But at age 18, I'm in the zone of like, nah. It's almost like it was in pride, ego things. Like, I'm not going to go crawling back for help when I run out of money.
Yeah.
Because I'm focusing on my training and I was eating like a lot.
Yeah.
And I was.
That would have hit the ego hard.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, I'm not crawling back. That's the only reason. Like, I'm trying harder. I'll train harder.
Yeah.
I'm just not crawling back a failure.
Yeah.
Even though like these days it's not like people resilience is not so much a thing these days, which is sad a little bit because it is important to go through hard times to understand the value of hard work.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm glad I stuck to, obviously, because it worked out in the end. All that training, trying to prove myself to my dad, resulted in me being one of the fittest people in the whole club.
Yeah. Which
then means that when a trial match comes up, and because I'm the word on the street around the clubs is that I'm one of the fittest ones, then it's like we'll put his name forward.
Mm.
So success is when preparation meets opportunity.
Mm.
So the success of making that rep team, which for me was Australian Sevens at that point, came down to my preparation with outside of rugby, outside of all the stuff that everyone else is doing, my own personal preparation. And then once you get to a certain level and you are just beaming with fitness and you are just taking everything on, and you're like, I'm actually fitter than everyone. I believe that I'm more deserving because I've done the bloody work. And then the opportunity arises. So there's your preparation. It's opportunity. It's like, well, hang on, there's a trial match here. I'm going to get out here and prove to every bugger and my dad that I've done the work, I am good enough, and now he's going to see me what I'm capable of. And then you make the team and you travel the world at maybe 18, you could link that to success. And then it goes beyond that from there. That's when you got to go next level.
Yeah, exactly. Keep pushing yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like when you actually believe that you deserve it. I think that's like one thing that I always struggled with. I never believed I deserved it, and then it was just because I wasn't putting in the work, Like you just got to put in those hours that, especially like, I guess with social media, it's very glamorized and glorified, like how quickly you can get there. Like, for example, I know speaking to some people even about like different companies, and they pop up out of the blue and you're just like, oh, what overnight success, but little do you know the past 5 years that they've just been in the grounds. And I heard this beautiful analogy, I don't know if it was you or Julian or someone said it, but it was just like, I guess business or whatever, it's a bit like a bamboo, like you're just planting roots for the first 5 years, no one can see what's going on, and then all of a sudden it'll just shoot up and it'll shoot up real quickly, like within those 6 months to a year, and it just expands out, and everyone's overnight success. But and those obviously would have been the days for you when you were like 16, 17, just putting in the hours and putting in the work, and then you got the call up to was the first international tour the Sevens, or?
Yeah, that was it. That was the first one, and I'd never been overseas.
Yeah, really.
So this is like.
So you're just a big sponge, just absorbing all this in, like.
100%.
Did you journal at the time, or did you do anything?
I wouldn't know how to write.
Yeah.
I was too busy just surviving. I was too busy like making sure I got my tucker, making sure my training, got my stretch bands, making sure I'm just, I've got clothes, I've got undies washed, things like that was my thing. Because my focus was solely that. I had a girlfriend that it was Amy, lovely girl, married now with kids.
Shout out to Amy.
Come on, short Amy. Yeah, legend, and I met her at Darryl Braithwaite concert. Anyway,
Darryl.
Yeah, things were going great, guns. But the problem is, and I've probably never said this, and Amy, if you do ever watch this, you'll know why I did what I did that day. So it was a Saturday morning, day before a game.
Yeah.
And I was 18, so I didn't understand. I didn't know how to mix a woman with career. I didn't understand that, and it was too much. And she called me on a Saturday morning when I was already nervous about a game. I had all these things going through my head. I was bloody because there's selectors that come to these games. Everything I've done, all the tears. I'm talking like proper tears and sweat and pain and sadness, all the things. All gets to this point, and you got a trial match, and there's just a game where there's selectors that are coming, which is basically a trial match, pretty much. You cannot have distractions, because that's your goal. You've done everything to this moment. And then she rang me on the Saturday morning, and just real happy, all nice, and it was a good gesture, and all that sort of stuff. So then, how you going? What are you up to? And I said, I'm playing today. And I said, you know what? This is not working. And I was just rattled. I couldn't even think about her when I had my job to do.
Yeah, wow.
And I just went, look, it's just not working. Look, I think you're awesome. I'm focusing on this now. I'm sorry. And I ended the relationship. Then.
Wow.
Because that's how focused I was on where I was going. And I can see how it would feel bad, even though it was over the phone. I don't believe in regrets, actually.
No.
So I don't regret it, because I learned a lot from it, and also, we were bloody kids. I was 18.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it was obviously a part of me that I didn't know how to handle. I was still a boy. But that's fine. It's all part of the growing up process, and I understand that very well now, only because of that situation.
Yeah. But if you were to go back, how would you have handled it?
Well, I mean, with my knowledge now.
Yeah, with your knowledge now, if you go back to that day, how would you have handled it?
Right now, because I don't regret what I did.
No, you don't regret it.
Yeah.
But let's say with all the knowledge you got now, and you go back, you're 18.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
I would have said,
thank you.
Yeah.
Hang up.
No. No, am I still nervous?
Yeah, so you're still nervous, but you probably know how to control those nerves.
Yeah,
now,
I do. That's the thing. I would have said, Amy, this is a pretty important day for me. So, thanks for the call. It's a lovely gesture. Would you mind if we continued this call at 4:30 p.m. when I'm finished up for the day?
Yeah. There we go.
And then in person, I'd take her out somewhere, or even just catch up with her. And if I wanted to continue. But if I didn't, then I would sort of make it clear that nothing to do with her. It's actually just me. I am focused on what I've got to do, and that just unfortunately doesn't fit in that moment.
That's one thing I went through last year, where I just didn't want to have a single girlfriend. I just wanted to be on the mission, not get distracted, and I achieved so much last year with growth and everything. And it's almost that fine divine where you just hear people saying don't get a girlfriend because you lose your drive, you lose.
Yeah, they do.
You lose your gusto. You can get distracted. There's a lot of people just saying negative things. I remember my uncle telling me, he's the two things that you need to have when you're young and you want to achieve big things is like your hunger and your desire, and sometimes a woman can affect both of those. So,
mate, actually, it's a bit of
it's an interesting topic, I reckon.
Very, and of course, regardless of all the feminazis and feminists that are going to attack whatever the hell you say, it's just angry. They're going to do it anyway. It's one of those times that it's quite difficult to say anything really without someone getting offended. So it's a hard one to talk about.
Don't worry, the podcast doesn't get millions of listeners, so I don't think the feminists will hear much of it.
But yeah, no, I mean, what are we talking about?
We're talking about women, how they can distract you from
so there's a few things here is getting around about how women weaken legs when it comes to things like, say, you go into a fight. You look on Rocky, the movie Rocky. You know, when Adrian tries to, you know, like on that natural thing, they're in bed, husband and wife or whatever it is, and tries to, you know, they start kissing or hugging and so, and it becomes like the dude who's in this zone of like, he's in warrior mode. Yeah. And all of a sudden, a feminine energy, which is this caring, loving thing, just sort of, you know, like hugging him or kissing him, it shifts your focus a little bit. It's quite a fascinating one. Being a professional athlete, I can see very clearly what it is they're saying, and it actually is a thing.
Yeah.
But it comes down to the bloke's ability to control his emotion and know where he's at.
Yeah.
You know, if he's surpassed that side of being affected by that, almost like a monk, he's like overcome the effects of that, then awesome. And that's what I eventually got to.
Yeah.
Through relationships at over 10 years of professional rugby. So, but yeah, it is a true thing. Like he was saying, no sex before games for rugby, no sex before fights.
Yeah, really.
You know, because it takes when you have sex, you lose a bit of life force energy.
Yeah, testosterone.
There's all kinds of things that theories around it, but just even losing that energy that actually leaves your body can do a bit to you.
Definitely, and I think that's one thing that you taught me a lot is masculine energy, and like how to really captivate it with a fire. And like when you asked me like, do you know how to make a fire? I said, no, I don't know how to make a fire, but I know how to make a video. I know how to like do other things, but it's such from the Stone Age, like we've been taught how to make a fire, but it's like slowly disappeared. So it's just like we're almost going away from our masculine energy and more to our feminine. Would you say? Like I spoke to a guy called Sean 2 weeks ago, and he's talking a lot about it, how they're pumping a lot of estrogen into the products of food, and you know, it's trying to create like a lot of ruin that masculine energy.
100%, yeah. Beer and shampoos and all kinds of stuff these days has some terrible chemicals in there that do shut down a man, I believe. They sort of tone us down a bit.
Yeah.
And of course, there's going to be all kinds of people's different opinions on that, and that's just opinion is my own.
Yeah.
I think men today have lost their identity. They have lost their power. They've lost their passion, lost their purpose, and which is also leads into direction and meaning and all these things. When you lose all them, you start this downward spiral, and it's bloody hard to get out of.
Yeah.
Not just get out of yourself, but to get out of when we live in a world where men can't show emotion. It's changing slowly, which is good.
Yeah.
But where it's not acceptable. It's not socially acceptable. Everyone puts you down or something if you do that. If you show
vulnerability.
Yeah.
I think that leads perfect to a bit about the Rogue Gentlemen's Club. If you could tell a bit about that. I know it's something that you're deeply passionate about, and I had no clue you actually did that before meeting you. I just saw the rugby and that type of image, but when I heard about this, I was like, fuck man, that's amazing. Like,
mate, it's powerful stuff.
More people need to hear more about that.
Well, this is what I've got a hat here.
Get the hat.
So this is, mate, it's a little passion project that a mate and I have sort of getting going. It's called Rogue Gentlemen's Club.
Yeah.
Now, obviously it's been brought about by it's a necessity, you know. It's when you see the suicide rate being 80% male and 4 out of 5 divorces are instigated by the female, leads into what I was saying before about the identity crisis in men.
Yeah.
They don't know who they are, They don't know where their strength is. We've lost the old ancient ways where it was like rites of passage for a man. You know, become from boy to man. That's a very important thing. And when that all gets taken away, there's this sense of just no man's land. You're lost. You're not sure who you are. You're not sure where you stand, where you're from, where your groundings are. Because when you know where you're grounded, where you're from, where your foundations are strong, then you can't actually build something strong from that. If you don't have that base,
it's just going to always crumble.
That's
and
right.
It takes time, and it's just like, it's so fascinating. I was reading this book called Born to Run, and it's this tribe in, I think it's Northern America, and their they know what their mission is, they know what their sole purpose is, they know what their foundations is, and it's to run a marathon every single day, and that's all they do. And they get up, and they even drink at night. They have ridiculous amounts of like tequila or whatever their natural drink is, and they go up and they run a marathon the next day, and that's all they do. And they're 70. Like, there's people that are 70 and they're still running the marathons every single day, and they believe it's because they've got no other stresses, they've got no other things that are distracting them, and that's their sole purpose, and that's their mission, and they know it. It's clear, and there's no need. They probably don't even know what mental health is. They don't know what anxiety is, because they're just like solely focused on that type of mission. And I thought that was a bit of a wake up for me. Like, that's actually a beautiful way of life.
100%.
You know?
But we live in quite a stressy world right now. We're time poor, we're financially poor, we're connection poor. We've got all these like Instagram and computers and internet, all these things that can so much link us to everyone, but there's no actual energy connection there. It's just numbers on a screen. It's not like, you know, sitting there and around the fire with someone, which is what we do here. We take these blokes out to a bush or an island, you know, and we sit around and so we'll teach them how to set up camp first, the most important thing. We teach them like basic survival stuff. You know, the rule of 3 they use in the military. So 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. You're dead.
Wow.
So we teach them like just little things like that. So when people worry, I missed out on a meal, I missed out on a day's food, you'll be fine, mate. You've got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, plenty of time. What else we got? Yeah, so like once we get to the bush, teach them how to build a shelter. Then we teach them, say if we need to catch an eel, catch a fish, catch a crayfish for dinner, teach them what to use, how to use it, catch all that. Go into the fire, set up the fire for cooking. 2 little fires, one for cooking, one for sitting around.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and then there might be hot rocks on the bottom of this one, and then you put the coals over the top, and then when you... Righto, well, remember guys, if you do what you've always done, you get what you've always got. So, when it comes to life decisions, faith, not fear, heart, not head. Hit it with pace, either way you'll win or learn.
Let's go.
Hit it, bud.
Awesome, thank you.